Let's go live now to Dean Parkin. He's director of the Yes Campaign Alliance. Dean, appreciate your time as always. Noel Pearson said he's optimistic. He's looking forward to the referendum. Do you share that optimism right now, even though the polling looks like it's got a bit tighter in recent months?
Yeah, absolutely, Kieran. Very excited about it. And particularly now, as you said in your introduction, that this is the last day of hearings. We have been, this issue has been subject to years and years of process. We understand that the committee will hand its report down in the next 2 weeks. It's great to have that, I guess, another parliamentary process behind us, and we can now look forward to what we've been about this whole time, which is making sure that all Australians are involved in this campaign as we head towards the referendum at the end of this year.
There'd been an argument from some, including those who appeared today, Father Frank Brennan among them, who still concerned about reference to executive government in the amendment. They want that change so that public servants don't get bogged down in the representations of a voice to Parliament. The advocate and leader, Noel Pearson, rejected that. He said that is just, it's too much. There have been enough reassurances from those other legal experts, including former High Court judges. Are you worried, though, that it will chip away at the edges when it comes to support for this, and you could get more people voting yes if you were to make that amendment?
No, I think a couple of things there, Kieran. Firstly, we had the very clear and the very definitive advice from the Solicitor General, who said that not only is this safe, but this is an enhancement to our system of government and democracy in this country. So that was a very clear bit of advice. And I'd also take a note out of Father Frank's own comments on this, which he said, look, I've had a go now a couple of times at putting my alternatives forward. But at the end of the day, if they're the words that go forward, who'll get behind and support it. And I think that's what you're going to start to see now. A lot of people who have, I guess, contributed to the process because it's been set up to hear those different views, put their foot forward. And now that know that process is done and the words will be determined, actually just saying, well, now this is a straight yes, no question. And I think a lot of those people are getting on board and saying, well, we've got to make this a success. The numbers are telling us that the Australian people still, in the majority, do support this. We think that there is a really strong grounds for a successful campaign here, and that's what we're absolutely focused on.
Tony Abbott, the former Prime Minister, is against it, as you heard very clearly today with his appearance at the Parliamentary Committee. Do you think it was right, though, for the committee to allow the former Prime Minister some time to make his position clear? Surely both sides need to be heard here.
No, well, we've always said that all the way along, Kieran. Absolutely, we need to hear the different views, and we have. But I think the most important thing now is, okay, it is one thing to say that politicians get to have their go and all the legal experts get to have their go and media and commentary and former prime ministers get to have their go. But at the end of the day, this is about individual Australians in communities across the nation that'll be the ones walking into the polling booth and voting, I believe, yes, when it comes down to being asked this question. And so, yes, of course, let's give those opportunities, but they've had plenty of goes now too. And I'm sure between now and the referendum, we'll hear more from politicians again, but our focus is on the people, and that's where this conversation needs to be. It's about them, us as voters, and not about politicians, because our vote counts as much as theirs does.
Dean Parkin, Director of the Yes Campaign Alliance, thanks for making some time to speak to us again.
Good on you, Kieran.